So, artificial intelligence. It's poised to completely change, well, everything about how we work. Companies are throwing billions of dollars at AI projects, hoping for these huge leaps in productivity. But here's the thing. There's a really surprising and superhuman story hiding behind all that tech. Let's get into it. You see, despite all the money, all the hype, study after study shows a pretty shocking failure rate. Something like 70% of all these big digital transformation projects, they just don't hit their goals. That is a massive number. It means most of these expensive, high-stakes plans are kind of falling flat.
So you gotta ask, right? If the AI is so incredibly advanced and the potential is so obvious, what is going wrong? Well, as it turns out, the answer has almost nothing to do with the technology itself.
And that brings us to what we can call the AI adoption paradox. It's this wild situation where the most futuristic tech on the planet is getting tripped up by the most basic, oldest factor there is: people.
Okay, so this slide really breaks it down. Most companies pour all their energy into the left side of the screen, the tech, the data, the fancy algorithms, but they totally sleep on the right side, the stuff that actually matters. You know, getting your people to buy in, building the right culture, and actually training them. And that's the whole paradox. Your success depends on the very things that are easiest to ignore.
All right, so let's dig into that. What are these human factors that are basically acting as roadblocks? It's not just one thing. It's a whole bunch of really real, people-focused challenges.
And look, the consequence of ignoring the people side of things is, well, it's simple and it's bad. If your team is confused or they're pushing back, it doesn't matter one bit how powerful your AI tool is. As the saying goes, progress will just stall, no matter how advanced the tools are. A huge piece of the puzzle is just plain old anxiety. One study found that nearly a third of all employees are worried that AI is going to take their job. That kind of fear, it's a massive demotivator. And if you don't tackle it head on, it can just poison morale across the entire company.
And that fear is just the tip of the iceberg. It's like this domino effect, right? Employees don't have the right training for the new tools, the leaders haven't explained why this is all happening, and everyone's left wondering about the new culture and how it's going to mess up their daily work.
But here's the really interesting twist. While 29% are scared of losing their job, a whopping 79% believe that learning AI skills will actually help them grow their careers faster. So get this, people aren't anti-AI, not at all. They're ready to learn, they're ready to adapt, they just need the right leadership and support to do it.
Okay, so we've laid out the problem pretty clearly. What's the fix? Well, that brings us to an actual actionable playbook for leaders, a guide for navigating all these human challenges and turning a potential failure into a huge success.
First things first, the playbook kicks off with 4 absolute must-dos. You've got to set a clear vision, and leaders need to be the biggest champions, leading by example. Then you have to back it up with real investment in training, and this is key. Get your employees involved from day one so they feel like they own a piece of it.
Then, the playbook gets a little more tactical. It means you have to address those fears directly by framing AI as a helpful tool, not a replacement. You can use proven frameworks, something like ADKAR, which is all about building awareness and desire for the change to create a clear path forward. After that, it's all about tailoring support to different people and rewarding the new behaviors so the change actually lasts.
You want to see this in action? Let's talk about the fashion retailer H&M. What they did was brilliant. They made a very deliberate choice not to call their new system artificial intelligence. Instead, they called it amplified intelligence. It sounds like a small change, but it's incredibly powerful.
And boom, just like that, this tiny word change flipped the script. It took fear and turned it into excitement. It made the tech feel like a partner, a very smart assistant that would handle all the boring stuff, freeing up employees to be more creative. It was an absolute masterclass in managing change.
Now, having a playbook is awesome for a specific project, right? But the real long-term win, that comes from building a culture that can handle constant change. And the secret to that is building a foundation of trust.
So how do you build that trust? It really comes down to a few key things. It starts with creating a culture where everyone is always learning. You have to be totally transparent about how AI is being used. You need clear rules, including the most important one. A human can always step in and override the AI. At the end of the day, it's about empowering your people, not just forcing new tech on them.
And let me tell you, when you nail this, the results are just wow. Morgan Stanley rolled out a GPT-4 assistant to their financial advisors and got a 98% adoption rate. 98%? How'd they do it?
They combined really deep training with super clear rules about what the AI could and couldn't do. They built trust, and boy did it pay off. So, what's the big takeaway from all of this? It all points to one single idea: if you want to succeed with AI, you have to put your people first.
It's this, the real transformation we're talking about? It's not a technical one, it's a human one. It has nothing to do with the software you install. It's all about upgrading the mindset and the skills of your team so they can thrive right alongside this incredible new tech.
And look, this isn't just some feel-good idea. This matters to the bottom line. The companies that really master this human side of change don't just avoid failure. They blow past their competitors. They see 40% more in cost savings and are way more likely to actually hit their goals. It's a massive competitive advantage.
So, I'll leave you with this one question to think about. As AI keeps changing our world, the most critical question for any leader isn't just what tech should we buy, it's, is our organization just transforming its tech, or is it truly transforming its people?